The World Baseball Classic. The players really embrace it. If you're management in a Major League Baseball organization, you're scared to death by the WBC. Is it good? Is it bad? I'm Larry Beal, joined by MLB analyst for Yahoo Sports, Tim Brown. Tim, talk about the impact of the World Baseball Classic. Individual players can be affected sometimes in a positive way and sometimes in a negative way.
Yeah, Larry, I spoke to a general manager recently who says, you know, I always loved the WBC. I like the notion of it. I like the idea of it. And then that day comes when players start leaving your camp, and I hate it. And I think that the guy that always sort of sticks in my head, 2006, the first WBC, the U.S. team shows up. Dontrelle Willis is the ace. He didn't pitch particularly well in that WBC, and we thought, well, it's a little early. You know what? That was the beginning of the end for Dontrelle Willis. I have no idea if those 2 weeks had anything to do with it, but that's a guy I really sort of hang my hat on with this thing is, could it have harmed him in some way? And what happened to Dontrelle Willis? He's still not the same today.
I think the fear of injury for the teams is the danger zone. That's what looms over this whole event, as great as it may be. But there's also other aspects to it. You take a look at a Hanley Ramirez, where you're talking about a position change or a return to his old position, but if you don't get to play your position, how do you come back to camp and then excel?
Well, that's the thing. And as you said, I mean, we see David Wright go down. We see Mark Teixeira go down. And you know what? Probably happens no matter what. But you're right about Hanley Ramirez. This is a guy 2.5, 3 weeks ago was trying to win the shortstop job with the Dodgers. And the Dodgers wanted him to work hard at that position. He was in the Winter League. You know, all this stuff. This was important to them that he be able to play shortstop. He goes off with the Dominican team. They play all the way through the championship game. And Hanley Ramirez has played almost no shortstop. And this is where the issues start to grow is, you know, you're on a team with Jose Reyes and Eric Ibar, you're probably not going to play a lot of short. So when Hanley Ramirez comes back to the Dodgers, what's he going to look like? Is he going to be ready to play shortstop on opening day? He's only going to have a week or a little more to get back the feel of that thing. And I think that is, you know, you talk about the Dodgers or GMs, this is an issue for them.
Is there any other time that they could play the WBC? I mean, everybody's speculating. End of the season, middle of the season. There really isn't a good time for this. No matter when you schedule it, there's always going to be some issue, right?
Absolutely agree. And I think we need to get over that notion that there's a better time and there are better ways to do it. We should do it at a time where we get better players. The WBC is what it is now. And I think we need to embrace it as kind of a cool little tournament. Does it establish, you know, the kings of the world? No. But if you go to these games, you see Puerto Rico play the Dominican, you see Japan play Korea, you know, these are good games. These are fun games. I think they crank up interest, not necessarily at home, but certainly abroad. And I think there is a lot of benefits to this tournament as long as you don't view it as it's supposed to be perfect. It's not perfect, but it's still a lot of fun, and I think it's beneficial.
All right. Thank you, Tim. This is MLB This Week on Yahoo Sports.